Hello again. I've got two more Gummiapan dies from my latest shipment. Little Santa chappy. I don't know if he's a Santa or an elf, but he's Christmassy. And a sledge, a sleigh, whatever. So what I thought I'd do today to make my card was to get some more Gummiapan dies and make a little scene. I've got two tiddly trees, little Christmas trees. I've got a reindeer who looks like he's had a bad night. And I thought we could, as these two are facing each other, I thought we could have them kind of, you know, looking at each other, sitting on the sleigh, commiserating about the tiredness on what, I don't know. We'll see. And I thought I could put a star in the sky. And I was putting away some of my dies, and this was there, which is just a sort of I don't know, it's like a horizon kind of thing. So I thought I could have a bit of snow at the bottom with the sleigh just sort of sitting on it. The two chaps sitting on the sleigh beside a couple of trees with a star in the sky. I dug out of my green scrap drawer this, which is a bit of smooshing. I don't know how I did it. It looks like distress ink to me. Could be anything really. I don't know what it is. But it looks also like there's some Inca gold or something with it. There's a sheen. I don't know if you can see the sheen to it. So I thought I'd cut the trees out of part of this. I will cut out a sledge from just plain scraps and these, and just do a bit of colouring for those with markers probably. What to do about the star, not quite sure. I did get out my watercolour paints. These are metallic ones. I remember that when I made a card with that wooden tub, with, I think I put snowdrops in it or something, I coloured the bands of the tub, the metal bands, with some of this, and I'm not quite sure which one, and it seemed to make quite a nice effect. So I thought I would do that again for the runners of the sleigh. So let's just kind of get going, see where we go to. Right, first thing, I'm going to just cut, I think that's probably deep enough for the thing to sit on, for the sledge to sit on. So I'll just cut do you say an horizon? Perhaps you do. I don't know. A horizon sounds a bit of a mouthful. Right. That would be fine. Got a rubber. Bit of a mark out of one of my trays, I think. Right, let's cut a couple of trees from... I'll cut that off. Yeah, just cut the side off. I'll straighten it up later. Cut it neatly with my trimmer when the time comes. Right, a couple of trees. Shall we have the darker green or a bit of a mix? If I did it sort of like this, I could colour in the white bit with a brown bit to make it look like the trunk, couldn't I? Let's try that. Let's see. Let's get them off. Wondering about putting some texture onto this bit. I often do kind of falling snow on the top bit. Why don't I do a panel? Then I could have falling snow, and then that would make a difference to this bit, wouldn't it? Let's give it a panel. So there's a piece the size of my card front. Here's my die for cutting. And get it out. There we are. If I cut a front panel with this and then emboss my snowflakes onto the top, I've got a fabulous snow embossing folder that I've had for a long time, but is sadly out of circulation. It was a Sheena Douglas. She seems to be back on the scene again at the minute, so I don't know whether she's going to be bringing back any of her famous things that she made. But this one, the snow is just, it's so random. The effect is always lovely, absolutely lovely. Let's do this. Ooh, crikey, that was hard. There we are. I'm still not absolutely sure after all this time with the spellbinder for the... Right. So if that's the snow for the top, I need to cut the bottom of this, don't I, with the same thing, so it will fit nicely. If I just cut this like this, then it will fit on the bottom of... There we go. Right. That kind of fits, doesn't it? Okay. Now, I think I would like a couple more of those because they look a bit flat. I always think that stacking die cuts gives them a lot more sort of energy somehow. So if I do at least a couple of layers, they might look a little bit more dimensional. I'll stick these together. I could colour in a bit of this, the bottom of this one. I'll do it before I stick it on, in case I don't like it. That'll do. I will put a darker bit down one side, as I often do. I might even put a bit of snow on them. We'll see. We will see. So I've got a couple of trees. Now I need, let's open this, a sleigh. Oh, I just love opening packets of new dies. What I'm wondering about this one is whether it would look all right if I cut an extra top bit to make it look like, you know, proper wooden platform on the top. So let's just cut one out and see what it looks like. Oh, he's still over here. We'll have another one of those definitely to get it, and maybe a third bit for the extra bit of wood on the top. We'll see. Got the bits out. Let's have another one. There we go. Oh, it isn't. I thought that was a... It is lovely, isn't it? Mm. Let's have a bit just for the wood. I can cut the wood off. I find this really therapeutic, this playing around with silly little bits and pieces, but I just love it. I absolutely love it. rid of those bits. Now I want to cut the wooden bit off this. There we go. Don't need that, don't need that. I think I'll stick some of these together before I lose some of them actually. I just want to, where I just cut that off, doesn't look too bad actually. Just get rid of the mark where it was cut, okay? Lovely, right, stick these together. I've often used backgrounds that I wouldn't use as a background for little bits and pieces of die cuts. It seems to make sense to me. Right. Okay. There's my two trees. I need to cut out my two little chaps. Oh, I haven't got him out of the packet yet. Oh, bless him. He's still sitting there waiting. Right. Right, here we go. Let's cut these two little chaps. I need to stick those together and stick that on the top. Keep that separate. Right, here we go. Right, two little friends. Had a hard night. Oh yeah. I'll do another couple of these as well. One. They're so detailed. They've got so much interest in all the little embossing bits within the die itself. They're absolutely stunning. Right. I would hope that two layers for them will be enough stacked. We'll see. Oh, bless him. The other one's in here. Okay. And the only other thing I want is a star, but I'll leave that for the moment. Put that one up out of the way. I could stick this down now, actually, so I don't lose it. Let's do that. There we go. I wonder what happened with that. It's got a funny little bit. It's got, I think it probably got dragged on something. Right. Let's put this on here to fit exactly. That's great. Okay. Now let's stick these together. And then we'll colour the runners. There we go. Let me put those just to the side there. Put those in the dish. I finished with those for the minute. I haven't done the what do you call it? Star yet. Right, I've got some. What colour shall we do? Let's try this mid sort of. Can you see what I'm doing here? It's I think let's have this brush. It's a sort of a mid deep silvery sort of colour. Try it on a bit of scrap first. Let's just get enough colour onto my brush. It just needs to dissolve the palette a bit. That's probably okay. Right, we're going to paint the runners. Not very carefully at all, but it doesn't matter. It will be done just with a couple of, let's get a bit thicker paint, I think. There we go. Yeah, I think that's okay. Needs enough colour to show up the, I'll wash the brush later, promise. Right, now I want to colour this, I don't know what you call it, the seat really, isn't it? I've got a few browns here, I should have left them out. Right. That'll do. Don't need any more of those. Let me just wipe this bit here. If you get alcohol inks on a mat like this and they don't look like they don't want to come off, just a little bit of isopropyl alcohol or surgical spirit or whatever will get them off. That there's a bit left there, you see, but I'm not going to bother at the minute. I'll do that when I do a clean up at the end. Right, now I'll stick that when it's dry. I think I'll just join these together and I will colour them, and if I get in a pickle or make a mess, I'll just cut another one and put it on the top and keep going until I get it right. Okay. There we go. And his little friend. They're so sweet. Right. Just wipe this off again, get rid of the glue. Now for a bit of colour. I don't know whether to colour him, I think I'll do him red. I think he's going to be a Santa. So again, whenever I do any alcohol markings, I always like to use at least a couple of colours just to give a little bit of contrast. I'm doing red legs as well. It's going to be a... If I don't like the look, I'll give him black legs in a minute. I'm going to start off with red. See how we go. He is so tiny. Can't talk and concentrate. Whoops, at the same time, that's why. But if you do that and go over somewhere white that is supposed to be, well, somewhere that is white with another colour, you can always go over the white bit with a jelly roll pen or something like that to get the colour back. Right, let's have a skin tone. Oops, sorry about that. This was right behind the camera. Just make sure I've got the colour I want. That'll do. Okay. We'll give him a tiny hint of cheek. It doesn't look like he's got any hair, but we won't worry about that. Put a black pair of boots. Where's the black? I don't really want to use a Sharpie. Is this a black? Yep. There we go. I think I will just go over with the jelly roll. 5's a bit thin. Oh dear, where are we? This 10 should do the trick. Let's see. There we go. I don't think I need it up here, but I will do it, just make it whiter. Okay. Right, there's our little Santa. Now I've got to do his little chum. All right, my little friend. We'll give him a lighter tummy and lighter ears. Don't think I like that very much. Let's just go with this for the minute. I don't want to have him too similar to the sled. Otherwise he'll be Now I've covered up his eyes, but we can bring those back again with the jelly roll. Now a little bit of the darker down the bit of shading. I'm going to use a blender over these two. Lighten them up a little bit. His legs look a bit light now. Let's just darken his legs a bit again. Right, eyes. And when they're dry, I'll put a black dot as well. I'll do the same for old Santa, I think. Right, when he's dry, we'll give him a black dot. Let's just put all of these out of the way. Now I can stick this onto here. Okay. There we go. They'll need to have a little bit of foam tape behind them, just to get them sitting up. I am just wondering if I think that's good enough. I'm not sure that it is. Where's that jelly roll gone again? Let me see. Anyway, I've spent long enough already. I will stick them on and add a sentiment maybe of some description. Oh, I haven't done a star. Let's just do a quick star. I don't like the way this red has, and I don't like his cheeks. I think I'm going to do another layer for him. I think old Rudolph here is going to be fine. But I don't like Santa. So I think that Santa's going to have to get have another go. Let me cut another Santa. He's not up to snuff, poor chap. What I might do is separate, with these kind of things, if there are definite areas where you can cut the dies, you can use different coloured card and just sort of piece them back together. I wonder if he would look better with a separate hat. He's not good enough. He really isn't good enough, you see. What shall I do? You could always put masking fluid over the bit that you want to keep white before you add colour. I'm going to have a think about this one, and when you look at the finished one on Facebook, on my Facebook page, on the community tab, or on Instagram, perhaps you'll be able to see just what I did to make him good enough to go on onto the sleigh. Looks like they've lost their bag of goodies, haven't they? Perhaps they've given them all out. That's why they look so tired, I should think. Anyway, I'll carry on with him. Take a look when he's finished and see what you think. And as ever, thanks so much for watching.